So, a pleasant afternoon to all of you guys. You have a good lunch?
Yeah.
Me as well. So, we gather here in front of you guys to discuss the strategic business analysis for our chosen company, which is Mainfreight. Good. So, I'm Pauline Verilla.
Supportive friend.
I would like to introduce to you our whole team.
Is that you?
So, our team is consisting of 4 members.
Sushil?
Yeah, that's Sushil.
Yes, you. A small one.
So, here's Fernando,
Hey everyone.
Kawan, Sushil, and me. So, let's start. So, I just want you to sit back, relax, listen to us, and yep.
Enjoy.
If you guys have questions, please feel free to raise your hand and then we're going to answer your questions. So here's Pawan, who's going to introduce the company.
Hello, good afternoon friends. I am discussing with you the overview of the Mainfreight. This is basically originally based on the New Zealand company, and it was founded in 6th of March 1978 and one of the largest company in the country. Mainfreight is looking forward and by providing their services in the next 100 years, though committing to these clients. With this high quality of services, they provide a quality services by delivering their cargoes on time and damage free without any problem and hassles. They are providing logistics services which are mainly focused on procurement, distribution, warehousing and transportation of goods and services. The services are used in different industries like media and entertainment, chemical industries, production, and different type of another industries with high value goods. They are not providing their services in New Zealand but in another countries as well as Australia, America, Asia and Europe. With their 250 branches in all around the world, they maintain their stability and they provide a quality of services to their clients. The slogan which the company represent, anything is possible, and the aim of the Mainfreight is to expand their business and increase their companies in all around the world. Then next to the pestle.
Yep. So we are having this strategic analysis of the business environment of Mainfreight. So we're going to go into the deeper analysis of Mainfreight, which is the micro and macro analysis of Mainfreight. So we're going to look for internal and external factors that is affecting the company. Next. And here's Mr. Sushil, who's going to explain what is pestle analysis in Mainfreight. Come on, bro.
Hi everyone. I'm going to present the pestle analysis. First of all, what is pestle? Pestle is a concept being used as a tool by the companies to track the environment in which they are operating or they are planning to start their new projects. First of all, it's the political factors. Like these factors determine the extent to which a government may influence the certain industry. First of all, Mainfreight is dealing with the different degree of New Zealand government laws and policies that are connected with the transportation and the logistics business. First of all, they have to take a look on the foreign trade policy because every country has a certain foreign trade policy, and after that they have to look the overseas market potential stability, political stability. Because when, for example, if there is no political stability, every year or 2 years later, new government came and they have imposed the new taxes and the duties that will affect the entire revenue of the company. Next one is the economy. There is always fluctuation in the trend of the economy in the national and the international market, so which will affect the manufacturing and the distribution part. And our company Mainfreight is dealing with the transportation and the logistic movers company, so it will affect them. So they will take a look into the exchange rate, interest rate, and the stability of the economies of the countries. social. These factors scrutinize the social environment of any country. Here in the New Zealand, people from the different cultures, different countries are living. So Mainfreight need to take a look into the interest of the employees and the customers as well. And the technological, these factors pertain to innovation in the industry that may affect the operation of the industry favorably or unfavorably. And Mainfreight is using the automated barcode and the main chain web system. This has the greater impact on their operational efficiency and their value chain. Legal. These factors have impact the Mainfreight both internally and externally. Mainfreight need to take a look into the Health and Safety Act, Work Safe Act, Employment Relations Act, and they make sure that everybody and everything will be safe on their workplace. Environmental factors today have a great impact on any business. These contains mainly geographical locations, climate, and the weather changes. Here in the New Zealand, the climate there is an uncertainty in the climate that will affect the transportation system. And Mainfreight also take a look in the air and the water pollution while supplying their goods and services to its customers.
Yep. Thank you, Sir Sushil. So, are we still in the same page, guys? Everyone listening? So it's my turn to discuss what is value chain. So, but before we start with what is value chain, first I want you to tell me what is value chain. One word that can explain value chain, you guys. Bro, one word, just one word.
Chain.
Procurement. How about the two guys in the back?
I think from the
Benefits. How about you, Sir Francis?
yes, from the word itself, value.
And value. Okay. So value chain is all about adding value to the customer. So before we go into the customer, they usually go into the deeper part and look at how different the segment is. What this guy wants, what this guy needs, what this lady can, what are the things that can satisfy this lady, something like that. So with value chain, it is interconnected with different kinds of words. So there is technological development, marketing and sales, and it is divided into activities, which is support and primary. So value chain is a string of collaboration activities of different kinds of players inside the management. So it is combined to create a quality product or services inside the company. So the objective of value chain is to enhance their competitive advantage and highlight which are the areas that needs more improvement, or which are the areas that is literally good for the company, and then we need to exploit this one. So let me start with primary activities. So they are related with the physical creation of the product and services. So mainly, this is divided into 5 parts: inbound operation, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and service. Let me analyze what is happening inside the Mainfreight. So in inbound logistics, Mainfreight is receiving and sorting their products. So for example, Sushil wants to deliver something to Pawan's industry. So I will receive and sort his goods to deliver for Pawan. This is where operation is going to happen. So we will assemble the products that is from Sushil. Documentation, because we don't know what are the goods that Sushil wants to send to products. Is it a chemical goods? Is it an industrial good that needs more attention or care? So yep, and then there's a proper allocation for transportation when it comes to that one. So outbound logistics, this is where the distribution process is happening. So there is a specific drop-in point. If Sushil wants to deliver that certain good to Pawan's house or to Pawan's business or to Pawan's work, We don't know. So at a specific transit time, so it usually go what time? Is it afternoon, something like that. And then marketing and sales. This is where keeping clients' data and keeping them tracked for their shipments. So our company, which is Mainfreight, will analyze or will look for a way to contact Mr. Sushil, which is our client, and as well as Tawan, if whenever she was having a free time or when is the time she wants us to deliver the product. So service, this is a binding services, the clients, maintaining services performance, updating our clients which one is needed or which one can satisfy them. This is the aftercare service for our company. So for the support system, these are the responsible, they are the responsible for the role to support on the primary activities of the product. So they are the people. They are like your teachers. They are like your facilitator. They are the guide who guides the activities, the operational activities inside the company. So it is connected. It is divided into four: firm infrastructure, procurement, technological development, human resource management. These are the main departments that guides. What's this? Support activities. So firm infrastructure, they have a clear workflow for department or inside the company. Procurement, they are the one who's receiving, negotiating to the suppliers, to the clients. Human resource management, they are the one who's training, motivating, giving benefits to our workforce team. Technological development, they are the one that is sustaining the quality, efficiency, and everything inside the company. Next one. And I'm going to give the floor to Mr. Fernando.
All right. Hi everyone, now we're going to talk about SWOT analysis. So when we talk about SWOT analysis, pretty much we're talking about the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So that's pretty much what you have to explain about SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis between, like inside the Mainfreight, we have strengths, which is what are the strengths on Mainfreight? The number of brands, because we have more than 250 brands around the world, so that's a good one. That's what make Mainfreight strength. That's what make Mainfreight. Yeah, that's what make Mainfreight known in the market. Another thing is brand name. Because Mainfreight is a company based in New Zealand, it was created here in New Zealand. That's why most of the people that live in here, they know Mainfreight. It's popular here in New Zealand. It has a strong name, a strong brand name. Another thing is customer loyalty. So customer loyalty is just because, as I said, Mainfreight is a company based in New Zealand. So most of the New Zealanders. They really love companies they are created here. They evaluate it. And then service line means because the company has many different ways to deliver goods and cargos, as air, ocean, road, and rail. Right? And then when you go for opportunities, we have differentiation advantage. What does it mean? Differentiation advantage means how the company can create something new or something specific features that can make it better than other competitors. So that's something that makes the company better than the others. And then we have the increasing partnerships. One of the opportunities to increase partnerships means, because nowadays Mainfreight just work with big cargos, maybe in the future they are planning to work with small parcels as well. So like online shops, e-commerce or something like that, they can go for something like this. This is a good opportunity for Mainfreight as well. Instead of just keeping with big cargos, they can go with e-commerces. And then talking about weaknesses, they have raising operation costs. So from raising operation costs, it's pretty much the price of the fuel. So that kind of thing can affect the Mainfreight. So if the fuel goes high or if the fuel goes down as well, it's affect on the whole operation of the Mainfreight. And then we have another weakness of Mainfreight is poor marketing skills, because I think Mainfreight has a kind of feeling that just because they was born in here, it's a kind of company that was created here, was made here in New Zealand, they don't need advertising it, so they just make advertising mouth,
Mouth to mouth.
Yeah, word of mouth. They're just using word of mouth.
Yeah.
That's kind of how Mainfreight advertising here. And then we go for threats. Threats, we have increases domestic competitors. What does it mean? Here in New Zealand, we have a lot of couriers, like New Zealand couriers or something like that. So they just deliver in small parcels. So those are competitors that can impact the Mainfreight as well. If the Mainfreight want to go in small parcels, if they want to go into this market, that kind of segment. All right, and then what I want to say with SWOT analysis, after all of this, we can actually, we could change this. Instead of goals for SWOT analysis, we could go for TOEs. And then when we have TOEs, we have like this. Instead of say SWOT analysis, we could go for TOEs when we turn threats in opportunities and weaknesses in strengths. That's pretty much how we want to use SWOT analysis. That's how the tool works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks guys, that's my part. Now I'm gonna pass the floor for
Next move.
just next
I
move.
think it's fine.
There you go.
Yeah, now I'm gonna pass the floor for Pauline.
So with the Porter's 5 courses, so this is how we analyze the internal and external part of Mainfreight. But when it comes to demands, power of those people that is surrounding Mainfreight, so let's look at it. So with Porter's 5 analysis, let me start with threat of new entrants. So we look at it in a moderate power because this industry is profitable. So it has a high number of goods that is into the market and needs to be catered by distribution channel, which is Mainfreight. So many industries were using this process of distribution the market. That makes the shipping industry. But the reason why it's moderate, it is because it has a high capital requirements because of the transportation needs or firm infrastructure of the company. And it has lots of government restriction that makes it hard for the new entrants. Because some of them, if someone wants to have a chemical shipment, it might be not good to Japan or to America because that certain chemical is not okay for them. So that's how we manage to analyze the threat of new entrants. Next one is the bargaining power of customer, which is high because there's a tight competition in the market when it comes to freight industry. So usually the buyer has high knowledge because, for example, if that industry is usually using freight services, they have a high knowledge how much it is, they are so aware on the system of the business, so that makes it high. Next one is the threat of substitution, low to moderate, because the shipping industry needs to deal with the issues related to the quality of services. So they make sure that their clients will going to stay and be loyal to them. So they make anything that can satisfy Pawan, can satisfy Sushil, can satisfy Fernando. Different kinds of clients, they have different kinds of contracts with them, especially with big industries or something like that. So that makes it low to moderate. Next one is bargaining power of supplier, which is high. So their supply usually evolves with the fuel and oil. So it makes high because we all know that every different countries here all around the globe has a inflation. Thank you, bro. Inflation of fuel and oil. It's not stable. So competitive rivalry, it is high as well because of the enormous number of competitors here in New Zealand and all around the globe as well. There's one that is catering parcels, there is one that is mainly catering chemicals, there is one that is mainly catering that kind of industry, and this one and this one. And like how I can tell you guys, they made their clients much more what is this? No, not that one. But if they made their clients loyal to them, that it makes good time to them in the vision. So I will give the functional level strategies discussion to Sushil.
The functional level strategy are mainly aimed at the improving the effectiveness of a company operations and its ability to attain the superior efficiency, quality, and the innovation and the customer responsiveness as well. So first of all is the efficiency. Efficiency means the diminishing the cost and that the company is offering and at the same time increase the number of the services. For the Mainfreight, I will recommend that they need to minimize their expenses at the same time, maximizing their productivity by being more organized with their distribution strategy and providing their services to the clients as convenient as possible. For the quality, quality it is mainly based upon the company's objective and the goals. For the Mainfreight, they need to make sure that they are complying with the incorporated by proper monitoring and control, and they should have the high skilled employed that will provide the good quality services to its customers. Next one is the innovations. Innovations is something like that, means creating an idea or intention into a service that will create the value for the customers that they pay for. And for the Mainfreight is the first company that offers the automated barcode that can highly monitor the movement of the shipment and the transportation. They need to make sure that they will sustain innovation in their product, in their service, simply by looking for a faster way to deliver the products to its customers. Next one is the customer responsiveness. Customer responsiveness is about being fast and right. The value of being right is obviously customer gets something that they have paid for. For the Mainfreight is using a management portal where they can sustain their relationship with their customers and they are able to provide the solutions of the queries of their customers in a proper way, having the high skilled employees. And the Mainfreight need to have a put effort to update their customers with their events and new services that might be suitable with their needs.
We would like to give the floor to to Ms. Pawan, who's going to discuss the business level strategies of Mainfreight.
If functional level strategies focus on the day-to-day services, then the business level strategies is focused on the long-term tactics that is set by the company, that the company will achieve their long-term objectives and aims with this, will follow the business level strategies. Basically, this is an action, how the company will compete with their competitors and how they will different with their rivals, and what are the actions they need to sustain and maintain their stability in the competitive world and competitive industry. There are 4 types of strategies. First one is cost leadership. This strategy is focused on the price competing factor of a company and how to manage their profit margin and increase their productivity. Mainfreight will gain advantage if they will incorporate with this strategy by maximizing the use of their assets and making sure the staff is allocated properly to increase the productivity, making sure that their resources is used effectively during the activities of operations. The recommendation of this strategy for Mainfreight, they will use the different types of trucks, best trucks. They will use low fuel and they will get a more average. So this is the best use of cost leadership in Mainfreight. Next one is differentiation. This strategy suggests to have an innovative and unique way offering into the market, and Mainfreight used this strategy by providing barcodes, automated barcodes, which monitored the movement of the goods and services. But this is not But this is not working nowadays because every country, every companies use this one to parcel when they supply their goods and services. They use the barcodes, automated barcodes in their trucks. So this it is a recommendation for Mainfreight to find more way to increase their customers' relationship and find more market segment. I suggest to this they will use the automatic trucks. They have no need to drive any. They have no need to drive a truck. They are automated.
Yeah, and then the good thing with Mainfreight is that's because they are the first mover when it comes to automated barcodes. So they captured the product, the first clients that loves this product, they captured it in the market, and then they were currently loyal into their services as well. And as of now, what Mainfreight is doing is they were enhancing their main chain website. So this website is the one who's catering every transportation services, where they can firstly monitor the movement via your phone, mobile phones. That's how they differentiate their services actually, guys. So that's how they innovate their services. That's what she wants to say.
Next one is focused cost leadership. This strategy focus on the small target segment, offering their product in a low cost. In a low cost, Mainfreight can simply offer a low delivery fees to their clients if they just want bought a small parcel. On the way, deliver some big parcel in the allocated areas. For example, if Mainfreight wants to parcel goods to Hamilton and Vicato, since falls on the way, it closer than the Hamilton, so Mainfreight can change less shipping charges. This thus it can be convenient service for the customer. Next one is focus differentiation. This strategy focuses in a small market segment, making sure that their offering is specialized to that segment and can fully satisfy them.
That's it?
Yes.
Oh, it's me. So who's next? So with corporate level strategy, yeah, that's good. So it is divided into three actually, guys. Let's look at it. So it is vertical integration strategy where we analyze the snapshot of how the business operation of the company. Mainly, it is all about the value chain of the company again. So this is how they strategically manage their operation, how they will strategically lower down their costs, and then how they can reach their final end user as seamlessly or no issues as possible. So Mainfreight needs to make sure that they look for ways to drop down their operation cost for transporting their product, which is later, Fernando will go into the deeper version of that one because he will go into discuss about the globalization paradigm shift, which we use in Mainfreight to lower down this cost. So next one is, so there's this one, which is the horizontal integration strategy. As you can see, I use this one again because it is all about and focus for the expansion of the business. This might be through acquiring, merging, and takeover. Thank you, bro. So the objective of this strategy is to gain more competitive advantage into the industry. So it will create a much more bigger chunk of market share into the industry. So it is an advantage for Mainfreight to have an access because they have an access or they have partners with different kind of industry. So it is really good for them to merge with online shops, glassons, different kinds of clothing shops online where they can cater like smaller parcels in the market. So that will gain and they will have a higher profitability. So next one is diversification. It is creating new idea, creating new product, creating new procedures to to their services, and creating new services. This is all about it, adding on to what you have. So Mainfreight needs to find a way to have a new service provider system that can easily drop parcels to their potential clients. So as we were going to discuss with our marketing strategic business analysis, it is all about, like, for example, having a drone service into the market, which is the other countries have already. So that's it. And here you go, the last part of our discussion, which is globalization.
Right. Now talking about globalization, I think the first thing that comes in your mind is what is globalization? When we're talking about globalization, we talk about many things, different things, they just combine with each other. For example, when we're talking about globalization, we are talking about cultural adaptation, we're talking about growth countries, we're talking about communication and technology. So all of it is kind of globalization. So all of this integrate globalization, that's what it means. And then what does it, and then when you have growth countries, cultural adaptation, we have job opportunities as well. That's what globalization brings to us. That's how Mainfreight can use globalization. So Mainfreight using globalization means Mainfreight has many other different countries when it has operations. For example, America or Asia or Australia or New Zealand. They have different countries and bases. When they can, from that basis, they can learn and understand new things and grab to that places new technologies to here.
And each places, they have like thousands of jobs that is being catered into the market, so it's a good opportunity for the company.
Next one. Next one, because that's how it's impact. All right, now when you adapt globalization to Mainfreight, we have innovation. So how does it mean? How can we introduce innovation in Mainfreight? For example, machineries and all of the infrastructure of the company. So for example, Mainfreight is not a company which provide barcodes. So they go in another country and then they use specialized suppliers to bring those technologies here, and then they can use barcodes, or they can use, because Mainfreight is not a company which provide barcodes, so they have to use technology for another country. That's how innovation can work here. And then skill advancement. On skills advancement means Mainfreight works in different countries, so they can grab those skills from those countries, for example, Asia, America, or Europe, when they have certain knowledge about something, and they can bring those knowledge to here, to New Zealand, because, yeah, that's how it is. That's how they can enhance their knowledge. And then economies of scales. When they use specialized suppliers from other countries, they can reduce the cost of operation. So they use
so with economies of scales, usually because it is under innovation at the moment, because when it comes, if we will have technologies that can benefit the company, of course, new technologies means it will lower down the cost of the company. So it is part of the economies of scale. Of course, we cannot gain innovation if there's no help from different companies, which is Japan, Asia, India, which is good as well. So yep, that's how.
And that's where you come with relationship towards other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have a good relationship with other countries, we can bring all of those knowledge and technologies to help us here with Mainfreight New Zealand, Mainfreight based in New Zealand. Mm-hmm. Next one. That's how modern technologies works in Mainfreight nowadays. So that's how it is now. So electric vehicles means Mainfreight could use modern technologies in their trucks, or for example drones, as Pauline said before, is a kind of sustainable way of delivering something. Instead of use trucks and other cargos, other vehicles which use fuel, they can use drones or
electric cars
as well. And then when you talk about main chain web, it's pretty much the website of Mainfreight. from there, Mainfreight can collect all the information, all the feedbacks from the customers, and then they can evaluate all of those informations and use it to improve the technologies and the operation. So automated barcodes means all the goods, all the cargos, they have a barcode. When the company can just scan it, and then all the information from those cargos and those parcels go straight to a data server, when they can save everything there, and then they can use those data to deliver goods, or they have all the information about the customers through those barcodes. And then we have advanced warehouse equipments. Yeah, when we talk about advanced warehouse equipment, we're talking about forklifts, we talk about how the company can use equipment inside the warehouse, the warehouse. So for example, all the controlling of the goods that arrive in the warehouse, they can use the barcode once again, and then they can just divide what should be delivered in one part of the other part. What things should be go from part A for part B. And then we have logistics system. Logistics system is pretty much everything. It's all of these integrated in one system, when they can collect all the information and then can use those information to they can use all of those informations in favor of Mainfreight.
And that is part of their monitoring and controlling as well. That's it. So this is our reference, guys. And good job, guys! 1 down, 3 more to go.
Let's upload that.
Thank you for listening, guys.
Thanks, guys. You guys have any questions about that? No, you guys.